One Punch Man Season 2 OVA 2, Fishing with the Old Boys. And this was great. I really enjoyed this one. It's not like the most exciting OVA, but it does have a lot of enjoyment to it. I mean, we've got Silver Fang, we've got Atomic Samurai, even Moomin Rider shows up, but it's mainly just focusing on the quote-unquote old boys, even though Atomic Samurai is like 37. But I guess that's the whole thing about him. He's like an old soul or something, and people think he's way older than he actually is. He's like a young master, but let's get into it. So apparently it's been 1 week since Boros' invasion, and we're catching up with Silver Fang and Atomic Samurai, who are just chilling, talking about stuff, and fishing. And this is awesome because this is like one of the more nuanced, established friendships within the series. Like, we haven't really gotten too much into it yet, into what we've seen so far with like the manga and the anime, but this relationship will go deeper once we get past the Monster Association stuff. But it's awesome because like Silver Fang truly respects Atomic Samurai, and Atomic Samurai truly respects him, which is why they have such a good friendship here, which is rare for both of them because they're both so strong. And we've seen that like when Atomic Samurai met Saitama, like he knocked him away and he's like, I only respect the strong, which was of course ironic. But Silver Fang is one of those strongs that he respects, and they both have, you know, a lot in common. They're both masters of their individual disciplines, and they have disciples and whatnot, something that they actually talk about in this OVA, which I'll get into. But they more so like reflect on the whole incidents with Boros at first. And this is pretty cool because we're getting like some insight into the aftermath of like a dragon level fight with both of these guys. And Atomic Samurai, rightfully so, asks, he's like, hey, are you okay? Because like you really got smacked hard by that dude. Because like Melzergard even thought that he killed Bang, like with that shot. And Silver Fang's like, nah, you know, my body was getting soft. I needed the jolt. I could have used an even harder workout. So that's pretty cool. It's giving us some insight into like Silver Fang, while he did get mollywopped pretty good, he still wasn't really at his limit. And that was like a dragon level guy. So like showing you like how ridiculously powerful Silver Fang is even at the age of 82. Like he even says that like Father Time is catching up to him, but it's really not for like a superhuman like him, because he says like he's getting winded after running several dozen kilometers or something like that, which is insane. So yeah, we already know that he's outrageous. He's just further showing that here. And when he says the line about could have used an even harder workout, like he gets this like aura intensity about him, and it like causes like waves in the lake that they're in, and it scares away the fish. And Atomic Samurai is even capable of doing like the same thing when he says like how much sharper he's become after he's laid off going hard on the sake. So just showing like S-class level dudes like almost have like a DBZ quality to them, to where like when they start like getting serious, they can just cause like shock waves from their just aura or whatever they can produce from their intensity, if you will. It's pretty cool. It's just like they're just so ridiculously powerful, especially compared to the other heroes that we see in this OVA, such as Chain and Toad and Moomin Rider. It's always nice when he shows up, and he's more psychotic than ever in this episode, and we'll go more into that. But Chain and Toad, one of the members of Death Gatling's crew to take down Garo, famously we saw him in Season 2, we got we got a straight up webcomic spoiler about this dude in this episode. So I'm going to tell it here. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything that's going to happen, but the whole thing about this being a spoiler is that what Silver Fang says about him, to where he says like some heroes even have to wear a mask to improve their popularity. More so commentating on like what's going on with the status quo of the heroes and everything, and I'll go more into that. But the whole thing about him wearing the mask, the Toad mask that he wears to improve his popularity, that's not revealed until like way later on in the story, after the Monster Association arc in the webcomic. So that's all I'll say, but pretty interesting that they dropped that line here. But some more cool insight we're getting in this OVA is the iron, because Silver Fang asks about him, and Atomic Samurai's not even worried. He's like, yeah, he lost his arm, but he's training to be even better than he was with one arm. So he's like doing Shank style stuff here, like just one arm training, trying to get way more powerful than he was originally. And it's cool because, you know, E-Iron's awesome, and I think he's going to be a future S-class hero, and I think this might be giving us more insight into that. But just give him a robotic arm. Like, instead of just training harder, just go to the Hero Association and be like, give me a robotic arm. Or go to Child Emperor or somebody and just like, come on, stop messing around here. It's cool to get more powerful and everything, but you live in a world where like having a robotic arm is not, you know, far-fetched. I mean, in our own reality, it's not that far-fetched now, but you know, you can have like crazy cybernetic future stuff in their world. So come on, stop messing around. And in this sequence, we're getting a deeper look into Silver Fang as well, because Atomic Samurai's like, yeah, E-Iron's awesome. He's like the perfect disciple. And Silver Fang's like, yeah, I thought I found it in him too, referring to Garo. And then he says, yeah, you could say it broke my heart. So, yeah, I mean, that's showing that, like, yeah, I mean, he's, like, saying it nonchalantly here, but it straight up broke his friggin' heart when he thought that he had found the perfect successor, the perfect disciple with Garo to carry on his legacy of the water stream. And then he just turns out to be this insane, crazy hero hunting savage dude who doesn't really want to pass on the legacy. He just wants to be the most powerful monster. And it's like, that's showing how conflicted he was in Season 2 when he was going after Garo, and why he didn't really kill him when he really had the chance to. So then another topic of conversation, which is setting up a future storyline here, is when they're talking about how like the new young heroes are all brash and they're like not that powerful and they just care about nonsense, and they're like, yeah, the Hero Association's methods are to blame for that. Points, ranking, and popularity, they've all lost sight of what it means to be a hero. So yeah, setting that up, the Hero Association, what they're doing is not cool with most of the heroes. And then Silver Fang, the whole thing about what it means to be a hero, because we have to remember that Silver Fang was like, you know, he's 82, and he's been doing this, we can assume, like just nonchalantly killing monsters and stuff like that for the last, I don't know, 60 years, and the Hero Association has only been around for 3 years, so he's been like a true hero for like ever, pretty much, and like all of the new ranking and popularity and points is just like nonsense to him. So then we're introduced to the new monster of this OVA by the name of War Salamander. So this guy, not too powerful. I'm gonna assume maybe he's like a mid to high tiger, somewhere around there. Definitely not a demon, but much more powerful than what a wolf would be, considering the thrashing that he gives Moomin Rider and Chain Toad. But also after this sequence with the monster being revealed, Silver Fang and Atomic Samurai also mention another future storyline little topic of conversation when they say that, have you noticed the increase in vicious monsters lately? Quantity and quality. This is mentioned quite a few times throughout the series. And it's kind of just subtle because they just say it and then they move on. They don't draw too much attention to it. They don't linger on this topic. But this is something that has been happening. Like lately, in the, you know, I don't know, the most recent span of time, a year or two, maybe more than that, maybe the last couple months, there's just been more monsters. Like ever since we first saw Saitama, you know, take out Marugori or Beefcake, it's just been talked about. Like there's more monsters. Like why is that? Well, we're gonna find out eventually. So then the War Salamander just straight up eats Chain and Toad, and then Moomin Rider, as psychotic and reckless as ever, jumps into the lake and tries to take him down, but just winds up getting wrecked for his effort. And then Atomic Samurai and Bang finally decide to step in, and we're just seeing how crazy skillful and powerful Bang is, because he just plucks the War Salamander out of the water with like his hook and his fishing line. Like really crazy feat of power here. And then Atomic Samurai kind of like does a mild atomic slash to him, but cuts him up, but then is able to navigate around him to push Chain and Toad out of him, who conveniently was still alive in that span of time. And then we get another really cool part of the OVA when they're like, we can't afford to wait on the new heroes to become more powerful. As more and more monsters show up and just keep getting stronger and stronger, we're kind of going to have to do it ourselves. And then Silver Fang's like, well, there is one guy out there, so I think we'll be all right. And then Atomic Samurai's like, who? And he's like, is he stronger than the disciples? And he's like, man, he's even stronger than me. And then he says, I think, or something like that, which kind of puts some doubt, but Bang definitely knows that Saitama is like light years ahead of him and everyone else. And then he says something really cool. He's like, you've actually met him. And Atomic Samurai's like, who is it? And he's like, you'll find out eventually. And I love that, because Silver Fang is like the perfect person to deliver this line, because that's just who he is. He's not the type of person like, yo, yeah, it's that B-class BK Baldy dude that you met at the meeting and you slapped his hand away like an idiot. Yeah, he's actually the one above all. He's like beyond his extra level god, you know, but he's really cool, calm, and collected, and the perfect type of character who can, you know, hold in Saitama's true identity and just wait, you know, for the right time to reveal it, or just let it reveal itself. Because, like, when he says, you'll find out eventually, he's basically saying you're going to find out in 10 years. Real time, of course, but, like, in story, it'll probably be, like, I don't know, 4 months or something. You just take it a guess. And then we get the end of the OVA when he's like, my back's killing me. And Atomic Samurai's like, you know, I'll let Okama Itachi give you a massage. And he's like, Okama, I think I'll pass. So, yeah, that's clearly Bang being, you know, cancel Bang. Bang Silver Fang is over party, hashtag on Twitter. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the review today, guys. Let me know what you thought about this one. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. It gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.